Wow, I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but behind me we have Project Exodus's track. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone and welcome to yet another Project Exodus construction update. Oh boy, do I have a very exciting update for you all today. Well, I hope I have an exciting update. Put it this way, I went out last night, so we had a fun night, and I woke up pretty early to a phone call saying that track has arrived at Thorpe Park. Yeah. Sorry, a van has just pulled up right in front of my car, but it's all good because I'm going to talk for the next about a minute or so hopefully it'll be gone. Yeah, I woke up pretty early to a phone call saying, track has arrived at Thorpe Park, get yourself down here. So that is exactly what I'm doing. This is the day we've all been waiting so long for. Obviously, we had the ground pins arriving months and months ago now, right at the start of the year, in fact. And then after that, we obviously had the supports arrive on the little island next to Swarm Island. And within like the past few days, we've actually had some catwalks as well come in. I was going to go to the park regardless to film them, but I wasn't in quite as much as a rush as I am today because, yeah, this is the big moment, the moment we've all been waiting for, in which the track has arrived. I think we've got different pieces. We've got some from the lift hill, we've got some of the actual ride. So yeah, I guess I'll find out as soon as I arrive at the park, and as soon as this van goes, I'll be straight there. But yeah, really, really exciting. I'll also try and head over to the construction site just to show you guys the latest updates. I don't believe anything has gone vertical. In fact, nothing substantial has gone vertical yet. I'm not sure on the status of the station, because obviously that was the kind of area that they were working on most before I left for our trip. There you go, he's off. So yeah, I'll try and get over there. I'm not sure if pieces of track are still being delivered or if we will just see them kind of lying there, having been delivered this morning. I'm not sure on the status on that either. Wow, what an exciting day though. I'm about to go and see and hopefully touch the first pieces of Project Exodus's track to arrive at Thorpe Park. Let's go. Oh boy, so as you can see behind me, I made it in time. Just over to my right behind this building here, we have had track delivered to the park. I'm doing everything I can to stop myself from going over and having a proper close-up look to it, because as you can see, they are currently unloading some supports in there. Unfortunately, I obviously missed them dropping off these bits of track, but I have been sent this video of these very first bits of track being delivered, so at least it is on camera, but I unfortunately missed it, which I'm absolutely gutted about. And yeah, as you can see, they're currently unloading some supports at the moment, but yeah, literally just around this corner, as you can see here, we have had some track delivered. And yeah, I think my plan is I'm going to head into the park itself first, and then I'm going to come back once they've hopefully unloaded this load. And then yeah, I'll be able to go and take you guys over for a close look at this track and the catwalks over there. Now made my way over to the island that is just behind Swarm Island, where Project Exodus's supports are currently being stored before they eventually get taken over to the construction site itself. And as I said, I thought there would be more supports, and I'm just literally entering the island, and you can already see how many new ones have been put in. I mean, the last time I filmed over on this island, the gold ones had recently been delivered, and it was literally just a few here and then these white ones, but they now stretch right back down to this side of the rubble pile. And I'm guessing if we look over to the left, there's even more over here. It's actually insane how many supports there are, and there's actually some that are loaded up on this truck. I presume maybe that means that they could be ready to be going over to the construction site. If so, then that is super exciting, because obviously the supports get delivered in those big red Europa trucks. but these are obviously on a very different kind of truck. So who knows? Maybe that means that those supports are ready to be taken over. If there's anyone about, I will try and find out. I genuinely can't believe just how many supports we have on this island now. It's actually insane. Now, if you watched the previous Exodus video that I filmed, you'll know that there are now these wooden signs that have been put up around this island, all with different numbers on. And I obviously explained that I think the reason they've done that is they've kind of grouped different supports together as and when they'll need them. As you can see, there's a ridiculous amount of supports, and without kind of organising them as to the order in which they need to be taken over and constructed, it would just be an absolute mess. So yeah, all of these numbers are helping to kind of organise these supports, and obviously I presume that each number will be kind of supports that will all be connected together in some way. And yeah, the sign that has at number 1, which presumably is the first load of supports to be taken over, are these gold ones just on the other side of these white ones in the foreground, which makes me think that maybe these supports on this truck aren't ready to go over to the construction site. I could be wrong. Unfortunately, there's no one here to ask, so I can't get an answer for you right now. But yeah, the ones over by sign number 1 are still over there, so not too sure what's going on here. Maybe these have been like delivered and they just haven't been taken off this truck yet. I'm not too sure. There is a little space there where maybe these ones are going. But yeah, unsure. I'll try and find out an answer for you guys. I think back when the first load of supports got dropped off here, I was chatting to the project manager, and he said, I think 400 supports are going to be delivered throughout this project. And to be fair, there's a hell of a lot here. I couldn't even like comprehend 400 when he said it, when literally like the first 20 supports were delivered. But now seeing them all lined up like this, like, I think we have got a hell of a lot of supports. I'm not going to stand there and count each and every one, but believe me, there's a lot. And yeah, back in that first episode, obviously this was just a field. Like, they've now built this entire road, because obviously they've done many trips where they've offloaded loads of support. So it makes sense that they've put a little bit of infrastructure in on this island to help them with that. But yeah, back in that first episode, I stood by that pile of rubble, and it was just a pure field when those first supports were delivered just over here. In fact, you can still see the very first one that was delivered. It's that one just right there at the back. That was the first one they took off the truck. I do want to show you guys some very funny supports. They're just on the other side of this rubble. So yeah, these supports over here are some of my favourites. Look how small these are. It's literally a little diddy support. God knows whereabouts that's going to be. It must be a point where the ride is literally pretty much touching the floor, like maybe when it does the splashdown at the lake, I don't know. But look how small that thing is. It's absolutely tiny. And yeah, you've got a few of these, like all of these ones are just really small. So yeah, I presume that these ones are kind of going to be around that lake area where the ride does get really low to the ground. I mean, at one point it literally does that little water splashdown. But yeah, just the comparison between these tiny ones, and if I just quickly run around this pile of rubble, and we can see some of the biggest supports that have been delivered just over here. Look at the size of these. Again, unfortunately, I'm not able to tell you where these are going to be in the ride because I don't know. But if I had to make a guess, I'd definitely say that these might be for the lift hill, judging by the size of them. Look how thick they are. And yeah, just a comparison between those tiny ones just around the corner and these is crazy. But yeah, this is a great spot to kind of see just how many supports we've got over here now. It's absolutely insane. So cool to see. And yeah, just look at the size of it. I think they must be part of a lift hill structure, judging by how thick and big they are. So cool. It really is. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have time to head over to the construction site today. I really wanted to get back over there just because it's been so long since I've actually checked in on the construction on site. But nothing's gone vertical yet, no supports have gone up, so don't worry, you're not missing anything, and I will try and get there as soon as possible. Even if no vertical construction has started, I do miss being over there, so I'll try and head over sooner rather than later to get you an update on things over at the site, and who knows, maybe by then things might have started going vertical, as I want to be there when that first support goes in, so I'm going to try and make that happen. But fingers crossed. But yeah, right now I'm gonna head back over to the other staff area where we can go and check out the track. Finally. So I've now finally made my way back to the little storage area where the track obviously got dropped off this morning. Now, just before I head over to the track itself, I feel like I've massively downplayed just how cool some of the other bits that got delivered earlier this week are at the start of this video, because I was like, oh yeah, some other bits have been delivered. I was going to head it at some point. I wish I'd headed in sooner, because there's actually some really cool pieces that have been delivered here. And yeah, we're just going to have a little look around this area before we then head over to the very exciting stuff, the track just over there. But yeah, as you can see here, we've actually had some of the catwalks delivered. Now these are basically safety things for this ride. If the ride was to come to a stop on either the lift hill or the brake run, it basically allows guests to get off the train and kind of walk to safety, or it allows kind of ride hosts and engineers to kind of access any part of the ride that they would need to, and maybe to kind of help get guests out of trains. So yeah, we've had some of these catwalks delivered. I believe this one must be the end of one of the catwalks, because it actually kind of, as you can see, drops down there, whereas the others is kind of continuous, and this one actually comes onto the corner. So yeah, these bits, I'm not sure where they are. To me, it seems like they're probably going to be used on the brake run, because they are straight, and obviously the ones on the lift hill, as you'll see very shortly, will be different to these. There'll be steps rather than these flat surfaces. But yeah, that's the first thing to kind of spot over in this area. Just over here, I believe these are probably some more ground pins related stuff that have been delivered, because we've once again got like the Mack logo and stuff, and they're very similar to what was delivered back when the ground pins first came to the park many months ago now. But yeah, as we move into this area, as you can see, we've once again got some more catwalks. Now all of these kind of bits on the side of the catwalks are for like kind of any kind of electrical components that we need to be put on here. Now if we move over, we actually get what I believe is the lowest point of the stairs that will be going up the side of the lift hill, because obviously on pretty much every roller coaster, as you go up the lift hill, there'll always be some kind of safety stairs next to the train, and that's basically in case the ride comes to a stop and they need to get guests off of that train. They have those stairs, and yeah, to me it seems like these could be the very bottom of those steps, because you've obviously got this little flat section, and then yeah, from there you'll have a staircase which is 236 feet tall. So yeah, that is really cool to see. And as you can see, all of these are in this nice kind of golden color that the lower parts of Project Exodus will be. I imagine as we get to the taller points of the lift hill, the stairs will eventually turn to that white color. But yeah, what else have we got in this nice little area here? Obviously we've got loads of kind of join-in parts. These will probably be used to kind of connect the stairs to the track itself and the supports. Now, probably the most exciting thing in this area, at least, 'cause we've got the track over there, nothing's that exciting. I will get there very shortly, but this is actually where the lift motor will be. I presume this will be at the bottom of the lift hill. And if you actually take a look in here, I hope the camera can adjust. You can actually see there's a massive echo in there. Hello. That is basically a massive cog. I'll insert some footage right now so you can see it a little bit clearer. But yeah, that is basically what the lift hill chain is attached to. So as that massive wheel turns, it basically pulls the chain up the lift hill, which of course then pulls the roller coaster cart. Now yeah, I think I've just about made you guys wait long enough. The time has finally come to go and check out Project Exodus's track. Let's do it. Wow, I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but behind me we have Project Exodus's track. Look at this, guys. Are you ready for the moment where I get to touch it? Look at that, oh my God. We've been following this whole thing for many years at this point, and the fact that the track is behind me, I can't comprehend it right now. I can't comprehend it. And oh my God, it looks absolutely incredible. So we've got 3 pieces currently. We've got 3 golden pieces, and then we've actually got a piece of the lift hill. So we'll definitely head over there and chat about that. But for now, let's just appreciate how bloody cool it is to finally be able to see this in person. Oh my God. The ride's designer, John Burton, actually went over to Germany. He was telling me about how he saw some of this in the Mack factory itself. And I was like, oh, I'm so jealous, but it's now at Thorpe Park and we're able to see it in person. So yeah, I wish I was able to kind of tell you what parts of the ride this track is actually for. Unfortunately, like the labels and stuff don't really tell you anything. They're all in German. So I literally have no idea which parts of the ride it's going to be. As you can see, they've got a slight curve to them, so it's obviously not a straight bit of the ride. It is part of the roller coaster itself. Like it could be any point basically. Unfortunately, I don't know. But what we do know is that it is obviously a lower part of the ride, and obviously the top half of the ride is going to be in more of a white color compared to this gold. But yeah, how cool is this? Obviously, it is a Mack track. Some of the best quality stuff you can get. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, all three of these pieces are pretty much identical, to be honest. They've all got that kind of curve. They're all the same length. Wow, it really is cool. So the ride itself will actually be underneath. Like the track's technically upside down right now. I mean, who knows? This could be a piece of an inversion and this ride could go in as it is. Like you could be doing like a stall at this point. I really don't know. But yeah, this is where the supports will obviously connect to the track. You've got these kind of holes where the bolts will go in. Oh my God, it's so, so cool. And yeah, essentially the way that a roller coaster is built is just like a massive puzzle, to be honest. So you basically just put two pieces of track next to each other and they basically just bolt it all together. It's as simple as that. I say as simple as that, but yeah, that's how it all works. I was chatting to the guys that were kind of delivering it all this morning, and they were like, we've been doing this for 20 years, this is just normal to us. And I was like, no, it's so exciting, guys. But yeah, they were the same guys like just built Nemesis up at Alton Towers, so they've done that, and yeah, they'll be doing this once it's ready to be built on site. But yeah, this piece right here, as I mentioned, this is actually part of the lift hill, which is really, really exciting. That's why it's so big. This is where the ride's car will obviously be taken up 236 feet in the air. And once again, unfortunately, I have no idea what part of the lift hill this is going to be. However, it is obviously white, which means it's going to be one of the higher portions of the ride. Now, the cool thing about this that you can actually take a look at is you can see exactly where the anti-rollback device is. So that's right there. If you've ever ridden like Colossus, you'll know how much it like clicks as it goes up the lift hill, and that is basically this anti-rollback device, in which just in case the chain lift hill was to go wrong or it was to snap, rather than the ride rolling backwards, essentially the ride's car would basically stop in one of these grooves, and it will basically just stop the ride exactly where it is on the lift hill. Hopefully that will never happen and it never will need to kind of come into play, but it's just there as a little safety device. And yeah, this is actually where the ride's chain will be fed through. Look how long that is. That's an awesome shot. And yeah, that is the chain that will basically be attached to that mechanism that I showed you previously, and that's going to take you right to the top of the ride. And then yeah, once you get to the top, the chain will then feed round and it will return down this slot down here right the way back into the feeder in this little box over here. But yeah, look just how thick this lift hill is, and obviously this one is actually the right way up in comparison to the track, so the train will literally sit on top of these rails right here, and yeah, you'll be taken 236 feet up in the air. Wow, it genuinely is so, so cool seeing all of this. We were waiting for this day and it's finally here, and things are just going to get even more exciting from this point. Obviously more track is going to be delivered to the park, and eventually the supports are going to start going up very soon, and then the track will obviously go on top of those supports, and before we know it, the ride will be built and then we'll get to ride it. How exciting. Wow. It really, really is awesome, and I'm very, very lucky to be in this position in which I'm literally able to touch Project Exodus's track. Insane. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the video right there. I believe we are at a very, very exciting point now in which, as I said, loads and loads of really cool stuff is going to be happening. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified as and when all of these exciting things happen. As soon as I get any news, I'll be heading straight to the park and filming whatever is going on in regards to this awesome project. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. Be sure to leave a thumbs up on this one if you have enjoyed it. My name is TheJackSilkstone. Goodbye.